As you can see, these greens are going to be stitched in between, and there's a box pleat there. So this is going to be my blinds to be pulled up, so I've implicated a colour in between. I chose not to line this, but if you wanted to line it, you can line it at this point, and you could just put it underneath this, tuck it in, and hand sew it in or stitch it in at this point. Right, and then if you did it at this point, then the pleats will be thicker because these are going to be pleated up. But or you can line it after you pleated it. I would say this point, pleat it. If you're going to line it at this point. So I'm going to hem this at the bottom now and then bring it back to the table. Now it's hemmed, it's ironed, and at the beginning you saw that I put some folding for the box pleat, but now I've changed my mind. At the beginning I was going to have this folded on in the crease, but now I want the crease to go in a bit more, so I'm going to adjust it. So I'm going to find the center of the green fabric, and I'm going to overstretch my fabric so that the creases where I've joined it is hidden well inside. So I'm going to re-crease this. So there it is. So that's the green fabric, and from this section, this is where I'm going to get my box from. So I'm lining these two up, making sure they're lined up. I'll iron it and get a new marking. So I'm now pressing the crease underneath for my new marking. I've now got a new center. I'm going to now do the same for the other sides because I'm doing box pleats. Opening it up. Now I've got the center here of this fabric, so I'm now going to put the center to the center of my box pleat. Line it up. I can pin that so that it remains. And I'm going to put the center at the top here as well to the center, and automatically this has aligned itself. And now I'm going to press it in, and then I'm going to do the same for the other one. So I've got my center now. And what I'm going to do is I probably will stitch along down here and stitch along down here to make sure that that will always stay as a box pleat. If you wish, you can do that to the front as well, and then you will see the style more permanent or dominant. Just to make sure that when I move it, it stays in place, so that's why I'm pinning it down. And now I'm going to repeat the action again with the other green bit. I'll bring you in closer. Got the center. Put the two greens together to get my center. Mark this one up as well. And what I will do is I will check on the other one, how much of the fabric did I bring it in. I brought it in 3 1/4 inches in. So I'll do the same here as well, 3 1/4 inches. Okay. And I'm doing this one now so that I can mark here. So that's my marking for that one. I'm going to lie it back down. Then I'm going to open up the green to centralize it because I'm doing box pleatings here. Center to center, straighten the edges up. And there's my box pleat. So what I've done is I got rid of the one that I did right at the beginning, because I'll show you why. Because I changed my mind, basically. Right, so while it's in this position, before I flip it over, I'm just going to fold the top down so that I know where I'm going to put my Velcro. Right, so that now is the measurement that I want, and at this one I've got this at 82 centimeters. And then what I'll do is, as well, is when I've pinned this top bit, I'll fold it over and double check that it's equal. But don't forget, this is a blind that you pull up. Right, so then I've done that now. So what I will do is, because I'm going to put Velcro at the top of it, now at this stage here, you can also line it at this stage. Just put it on top. At this point, I just want enough to go under the Velcro. So it's roughly under half an inch. Each one of these, I'm opening it up because I've drawn a center line down here so I can see the center line, and I'm going to stitch this on the center line. So this is going to pull it up. When I've stitched it, I'm going to hold this together here. I'm going to stitch it down to hold it along here. Just a nice stitch going along. And I think in order to have continuity, I'll stitch going all the way down, so at the front it looks like a border line, and that will hold this in place so that when this pulls it up, it doesn't dangle by itself. As you can see, I've stitched the tapes on. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. What I'm going to do is, when I've done that, only a section of it, I'm going to pull this section up to give it a bit of a style. So you have these bits coming up in scallops, just to give it a bit of a style. But what I have been contemplating about, first, what I'm going to do next is, let's flip this over. Right, each one of these here, I am going to stitch this down, say probably around, say 6 inches. So at the top here, stitch it down so that the pleats will always remain, so it's open. Because when this is gathered up, this will kind of pucker out. That's what I'm going to have, that kind of effect. So I'm going to 6 inches, open it up, grab hold of these two and stitch this down roughly there, 6 inches, close it back up. Then when you put the tape on, give it back your box pleat. That's like the skirts. It's it will hold, and then the rest will open up. So I'm going to do that now to 2 of them, and I'll be back. While I'm on the machine, I am going to, at the bottom here, I want this to stay closed, so I'm going to stitch along there to keep it closed. And I thought, because you're going to see the stitching line here, I thought I might as well stitch all the way along and hold this down. Do I want it closed? Yeah, so that it can open up like that. Well, let's see. We'll leave that. See what it happens. So I'm going to stitch the top. And I think I'll put the Velcro on while I'm there. And now we're going to make the wood. Get the strings ready. So there's our strings. Remember I said I was going to sew down the bottom? I haven't done that as yet because I wanted to see what it's going to be like when I pull it up before doing so. That's enough. So this is where I need to stitch this down onto it so that it goes with it. Here we have Roman blinds box pleats. Thank you for watching my show.